Now let's go over how you analyze the energy consumption data from your clip-on energy monitor. So here we've navigated to the energy monitor that we're looking at here on this line, which is going to be listed as a power consumption sensor. To look at that, we can just click straight into it and see the live page of this energy consumption. So in this case, we're looking over the last 8 hours. You can see the peaks and troughs in energy consumption. You can see the amount of energy consumed in kilowatt hours and the average energy consumed in kilowatts. You can look at this at different time frames. So let's say we look at the last 72 hours here. You can see these periods of non-production and then these rises during production. And you can also look at that on a batch or shift level. So let's look at a shift, for example, now the Monday day shift. Open that up and you can see the energy consumption for the Monday day shift with the amount consumed and the average consumed. So this is how you're able to just look at a glance at how much energy has been consumed from your production, whether that be on a batch or a shift level. But another handy thing to do with this is to set up alarms to know when energy consumption has gone outside of a specified range. To do that, you can come to alarms up the top here next to the live button, and then click plus to create a new alarm. You give the alarm a name, so we can just say energy alarm. You give the alarm a description. You can, see whatever it is that you want to put in there. We'll just say tutorial test for now. And now this notification threshold is going to be the limit between alarms. So once you've gotten an alarm to tell you that the energy has gone outside of a certain range, this is how long the system will wait before sending you another alarm. So in this case, it's set to 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes. So you'll get an alarm. And then if nothing has been done about it, 10 minutes later, you'll get another alarm. Depending on your case, you might want that to be less or more, completely up to you. You can set up a snooze duration, should you like, if you want the alarm to be able to snooze for a couple of minutes. That's left to 0 because in a lot of cases, there shouldn't be a snooze available. The alarm is enabled here, and here's where you set up the configuration. So this is where you set up the nitty-gritty of what type of alarm you want this to be. So here you've got different options where you're going to set it up to say, okay, the value is greater than X. This means you can put in a value, and that says, let's say we say that's 2. If the energy consumption is ever more than 2 kilowatts, it means that we're going to want to receive alarm. Similarly with less. Here you've got the option to say if the value is greater than X for T seconds. So that's going to be set up to say, okay, if the value is higher than 2 for 60 seconds, then I want to get an alarm. So you don't want to get an alarm in this case if the value has just peaked above 2 for 10 seconds and gone back down. If you set it up this way, it's only if the value has gone above that limit for that many seconds. Another option here is the value greater than X for T seconds, N times within Y seconds. It's much less complicated than it sounds. So the value is greater than 2 for 60 seconds, 5 times within 600 seconds. So if the value is crept above 2, this many number of times for this many number of seconds within a specified time window of, let's say, 10 minutes, then you want to get an alarm. Once you set this up, like let's set it up this way, for example, an explanation box will appear here that hopefully will make it clearer anyway, so you don't have to remember all of this, but it's good just to get an initial overview of it. So let's set it up as 2 for 60 seconds, for example. So now, once we set this up, we're going to get an alarm every time the energy consumption goes above 2 for a greater duration than 60 seconds. So the last thing we're going to need to do is actually add a subscriber to this alarm so the system can know who to notify should the energy leave this range. So to do that, you just click add a new subscriber to this alarm, add an email, and if you want to, you can also add an SMS number so that they'll also get a text. But once you add that, you can then create the alarm, and you'll see it appear immediately in this alarms page. So you can see the energy alarm, the type of alarm it is, and the thresholds. And if we go back to this live page here you can see this dotted line here showing the limit of that alarm, so you know that that's available in the system. And you can know then if the energy goes above this dotted line here, that's when you're going to receive an alarm.